Today, we're just going to get right into it as your favorite talking head does his best to review another television show. That's right, I'm doing what I do best. This time, it just happens to be Good Omens Season 2. Just finished it on Amazon Prime. And if you liked the first season, you're going to love this second season. Hi, I'm your host, Chris Humphrey. And for those of you who don't know who I am, I'm just another talking head doing my best to get my opinion out there because I think it matters to somebody. But today just happens to be Good Omens 2, and it has a great supporting cast. Season 2, only 6 episodes. Should go out there and watch it. Was it 8? Nah, I think it was 6. British television, what can I say? But starting with the new format, I'm going to give you the score first, and we're going to work backwards. In this case, I'm definitely going to give it a loving uh, 8. I wanted it to be better. I wanted it to be no worse than an 8, but I thought every episode did great. You have David Tennant and you have Mr. Sheen working together to create this ultimate television show on Prime Video, and you should check it out. And if you haven't already, the first season's better, personally. This one just deals with the aftermath of the first season and then carries on to the second season, which I think is equally good and just as funny. And you can tell that these guys are 110% buddies, especially by the end of it. You can tell these are buddies. Basically, the premise of the show is it's a Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman book that's come to life, and basically it's about Crowley, the Prince of Hell, and as a feel, and they're doing their best to stop the apocalypse because they really like Earth, and they do not want Judgment Day to happen. They do not want the big war between the angels and demons to happen, which is what's supposed to happen if you're into that stuff. Ultimately, it's a comedy, though. It's a drama comedy of these two guys trying to play both sides of angels and demons and heaven and hell and make sure it doesn't happen. Turns into hysterics, and this season starts off with John Hamm hamming it up as Gabriel or James, whatever you want to call him this season, and he does his best to show you why he can actually act, and he's actually very funny because he forgot his memory and doesn't know who the hell he is. I think he might be the standout performance of this, other than all these crazy zombies and people that come to life. But I think he might just be the best performance in here. Obviously, David Tennant and Mr. Sheen, they steal the show, and they're so compatible together. You can see that they have a lot of fun. Now, I've been a big fan of Mr. Tennant, Broadchurch. Yeah, was it Broadchurch? I don't know. One of those cop shows, and then obviously Doctor Who and all that fun stuff. But you can just see they have a lot of fun together, and adding John Hamm being the goofy man to the straight man is kind of funny to see. It shows a different side because most people don't see John Hamm as anything other than Donald Draper. What I would highly suggest when you watch the show, and this is just a personal opinion, and this is why I only gave it an 8. The sound engineering, whoever's doing the audio at Amazon and Netflix and all these streaming sites, Amazon in particular, for the love of God, hire somebody who does sound mixing better. I have to turn on subtitles. English is my native language, okay? But I have to turn on subtitles to understand some of these characters and some of these things because I catch words that I don't, and I go, oh, I misheard it, and that tends to be half of the actual show, and that's kind of depressing. Where I have to turn it on. Yeah, we can say that the crazy United Kingdom actors have a thick accent, and maybe they do, but if I have to turn on subtitles in order to understand it, that's that's a bad thing. That's my only tip when you watch the show because some of the jokes don't land when you think you hear something else and then you go, "What the? fuck did they say? That's right, I swore. But other than that, it's a lot of fun. Only like a couple scenes that you could do without. Uh, you can get rid of entirely, and it wouldn't miss a beat. But it's great. You can tell a lot of people had a lot of fun, and it shows on screen. Uh, Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman, the writing is already there. Right, Terry Pratchett. If you don't know who the hell he is, go watch Monty Python. Is the best way to describe it. God rest his soul, and if he's dead or not. And then Neil Gaiman, well, same thing. He's been writing and acting for what? Oh my God, as old as I am, I think. So the writing is always going to be there. It just takes two special actors to play Zimmerman Midfield and Crowley, and that's where the dynamic is. And then they end on a beautiful cliffhanger that you know there better be a season three, or I'm gonna go down to Seattle myself and burn down the head office of Amazon. Hell, I'll start burning down the warehouses too. Now that'd just make us have to pay somehow. But an 8 out of 10, as you can see, not good enough to make my list of top five. Close though. I wanted it to be a little bit better in the sound mixing. That's my only gripe. That's my biggest gripe. But let me know what you think of it down below. Let me know what you think of me. Let me know if you think it's as good as the first season. I think it's just as good, slightly down just a little bit by about maybe half a mark. But equally funny, the zombies apocalypse coming to life, trying to destroy the town. Had me rolling, and John Hamm was utterly incredible, as he always is, but very funny, trying to set up books um, in by the first sentence, alphabetical by the first sentence of the book, so you would know. And Crowley understanding that system did make me laugh. But let me know. I love you guys. If I don't hear from you, you know what I'm going to say. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Producer, play my music, baby. Ciao.